and a lot of them don't see that. And when I seen your makeup and everything that was going on, like Flo has writers. She's like they have writers for some of their blogs and everything, and it's just like these are tools to help them
Mhm.
in the interview processes, to help them talk to people, to help them write articles. Because we've
Mhm.
seen Spartan, Tafari, myself, we've seen some articles where we just put our heads in our hand and like this ain't it. This ain't it.
From a journalism standpoint, I just get annoyed. It's like, did you even double check before you put this out here?
Mm,
Like
yeah.
Spell check was the double check.
there's the spell check, and then it's just like the information is completely wrong.
Mhm.
Like it was someone who said they did an article on shows that have spinoffs, and they said that Laverne and Shirley was a spinoff of Cheers, and I'm like, that is so far from the truth.
I was to say, is that
This
not
is a quick Google
wrong?
search.
I mean, that's,
That
thank you. A simple Google search would have solved this entire problem.
It was like this. I went on a whole breakdown of like, this is wrong. This is all wrong.
We live in an age where it's all about getting that content out as quickly as possible. And a lot of people don't do their due diligence to make sure they fact check. Like, even with me, I admit, like, there's sometimes I may miss something because from like an event and someone would DM me to make the correction. And I have no problem, making it.
Mhm.
It's just that simple. But some people are just not about that. They're just about those quick clicks and likes. And it's
Mhm.
diminishing journalism. For
Oh
sure.
yeah.
And that's what I think and I love about Flo because she takes journalism so serious, it's like her child. So she's not, if she makes a mistake, she's human. But I don't see any mistakes often. That girl, you are an amazing journalist.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome. You deserve that because
We
you put so
need
much
we
work.
need more like that.
And that's
Yes.
the goal for us. Like whatever you want to do, it's not just influencers and social media content creators. That's how we're going to raise the money. But we're also doing stuff behind the camera, like trying to do internships and trying to do programs and stuff like that too. So we're doing the little that we can now, starting out, so people can understand. Okay, this is not just people that just want to go around and make content. They want to make a difference while making content.
Do you find it difficult finding those people who want to make that difference and willing to put in the work?
Extremely.
It's it's kind of mixed for me because I'm tight with a lot of my students that were part of my journalism program and Friendship News Network. Like, we're still in a group chat together and giving updates. And they, as soon as I told them that I was doing my own publication, they were like, "Miss Mary, please have me on your podcast. Like, let me just work with you." Da, da, da. They don't even care about the pay, which I'm just like astounded because I do want them to be rewarded for their hard work. Because this is
Mhm.
a very intense job. Like, there's a lot that goes into it.
But you gotta love the fact that they're more eager than they are aware, if that makes sense. Like the whole idea is that's why I love when like I said, I love teaching kids, but um I love the fact when it's like they want to learn more at the given time than what you're teaching, and it's like, okay. It kind of throws you off. It threw me off the first time it happened to me, where it's like, oh, I want to learn more about computers and how do you build them? How do you program them? And I'm like, I'm just here to replace a cable, but I mean, if you want to learn, but like Mom was saying, like you were saying, you want to instill that you want to instill the skill, cool, but you also want to instill the discipline behind it. It's like I can teach you, but you also have to develop these ethics behind it. So therefore, it's going to serve you in the long run. So I definitely get where you're coming from on that.
Oh yes, and I first of all just shout out to them because it's like there's so many people that I reached out and they were immediately responsive and on board. So shout out to, hold on, there's so so many. It's like Michael, Braylon, Lachey, Tanae, Alex, Tyler, Saquon, Marcel. Like, thank you guys so much for really being a part of this journey. I'm just so astounded, and they're like really dedicated and talented. Like I wouldn't, I it's just such a pleasure to really work with them. I've seen what they've done at a high school level, so I'm like on pins and needles to see what they come with as they're like going into college and majoring in business, photography, media, broadcast, things like that. So shout out to them.
Um, I came from an age where we had Mr. Rogers, LeVar Burton, Bob Ross, Miss Frizzle at the time, and they liked showing these things that people normally don't get to talk about. Going to the library, reading the books.
Mm-hmm.
You know, LeVar. Shout out to LeVar Burton because he's like read banned books because they're banning books that talk
Mm-hmm.
about our history. So shout out to people who are fighting the good fight and still putting in the work. So how does it feel knowing that you seem to step into that realm
Mm-hmm.
of teaching? Like it carries over very well in the blurred and nerd space, very well, and entertainment space, because people need to understand. Hence that article I read. You need to learn to read.
Mm.
Uh
Reading is so fundamental.
Right.
So fundamental.
so how does it feel knowing that you have a role in a lot of these kids' lives, and they go on to do, hey, I'm going to write this article, or I'm going to become this influencer and be able to do this because my goal to influence is to do XYZ. It's not just to get myself inside of a cosplay magazine or an article. It's to get that brand. In perfect example, Hellspawn Cosplay. He's been cosplaying for just a short amount of time, but with that short amount of time, all it took was one major cosplay to kind of put it over the top, and people really noticed it. He used that platform to start Blerd and Powerful. And that platform is now putting eyes on Black-owned conventions, and is putting eyes on businesses that normally would not get seen. So when you have Blerd Campus doing the work, how does that make you two feel?
You want to go first, Flo?
Yeah. It's very rewarding. It's funny that you brought up Miss Frizzle because that's actually my nickname to a lot of the students. Um, just because
I,
I
I, I learned from telling stories from watching Dave Chappelle, so I know I had seen some stuff, and I'm like, oh wait, that's Miss Frizzle. I'm gonna use that.
yeah, but I had this similar aesthetic. But it's just very rewarding and it makes me proud. Like at my high school, we have a day called Alumni Day, where the alumni come back and actually have conversations with our students. And then when you hear a lot of their stories and what they're doing now, and they come back to you and saying like, "I do this because of you." That is like tear jerker. Like, "Really? You mean it?" And it's just like it puts a battery in my back because a lot of times when you're in the thick of it and you're dealing with like so many things as a teacher, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But when the alumni come back and tell you like how impactful you have been, it's just like, okay, this is why I'm here. This is like the purpose. This is the mission. And it's like it's a great reminder.
So now you guys just started Blerd Campus this year, right? It
Yeah,
officially this year.
brand
This year.
new. Yes.
Uh what is the goal 6 months from now? Let's just throw a number out there. 6 months from now.
So to have influence, at least be able to market themselves. I do clothing, so at least to have clothing lines come up with their own revenue stream, so they're not left out in the water. Because I understand that you got to put the work in, but I also want them to see that vision at the end of the tunnel. That okay, hey, you have a clothing line already. You have a collection that I helped you design that people can go ahead and purchase. You have the right steps. You have the right tools. All I need you to do between now and those 6 months, build community. That's our goal because I don't like social media in the sense of it's being the be all end all. Social media is a valuable asset, but you wouldn't go fix a car with just a screwdriver. You need more tools in your resume, like community, marketing ability, speaking ability. That's the one that kills me. People forgot how to speak and read. I don't understand how that happened. but there's tools that they don't think they need, because once a video goes viral, they're like, "Well, I made it." I'm like, "No, they don't know your name. They know you for, I don't know, fall in a vat of flour or something. I don't know what they know you for, but like whatever that one thing that they have you known for, that's what you're gonna be to them, and you can't leverage that because more is like a funny moment, a meme, a TikTok. That's not leverage. That's, hey, you're the cool guy in town for about like 3 weeks until something else happens.
And you hit that nail on the head, right? That part right there. It's like once you go viral, then what?
Right,
Once you have the spotlight, then what? I like the fact that you sat there and said you want them to establish a media presence. You want them to establish their brand. You want to establish revenue. I'm like, dude, that right, all three right there. Not only for social media, but just for life in general. It's like
right.
you can navigate so many avenues if you have those tasks in mind. That's why I was like, well, I was over here because my son was screaming mama, so I realized I was muted. But at the same time, uh, that's that's exactly what I love that should be taught, because next generation actually catches on to that. We're good. That's why I
Yeah.
keep telling folks, if the next generation catches on to these next set of skills, we got nothing to worry about.
Like don't do the next hot dance.
Right.
It's not necessary. But
Make
Right.
the next hot dance.
make
The
you
innovator.
At
do
least trademark it. Get
At
it
least
before
that's
Fortnite
something.
steals it.
Right,
trademark.
right.
Trademark it before Fortnite gets it.
I think what I enjoyed most about seeing things on social media is you have to play with this algorithm. It sucks. It sucks. But once you have an angle on it, say like you want to just know about comics, might be an avid comic collector, and you might like hearing about certain books that just came out and they do breakdowns or whatever. You get enough of those, that's all you'll get,
Right.
you know. And a lot of them don't understand. And I'll just use the clock app as that example. A lot of them don't understand. Oh man, they just scrolling. Oh, Jamaican black oil. Okay, scroll. Oil
Mhm.
pulling. Okay, scroll. And it gets boring, gets tiring,
Mhm.
and we're not in the age anymore of the pandemic.
Right.
That was 2.5, almost 3 years of you're stuck indoors. What else do? You can't go anywhere. You can't really do much. We're not in that age anymore. And so now those who are trying to get on this train on social media, like the NPC thing, drove me bananas.
That was just a unsub test waiting to happen.
Get your money, black people. I'm just not gonna click on while you do it.
Yeah, it was no substance to it. I was just like, what are we gaining from it? I know it's like it's funny, but it's just kind of meaningless. And like, I know there's like so many other content creators that are actually talking about like real things, and just to kind of see that kind of overshadow everything was a bit disheartening.
Yeah.
And see, Flo comes in from an educational side. I come at it from a comedic side. I don't know what y'all were doing to stand there as NPCs. Like, do you really want to play the video game as an NPC? Like, let me make a video game and then say you the only thing you can do is be the NPC. Would y'all really play it? No, y'all get bored. So, like, why would you want NPCs in real life? It makes no sense to me.
But then it goes back into the trend thing. It's like that's the reason why, as Chris says, we have to learn how the algorithm works. I can't stand the algorithm because I think the algorithm is set between twerking and stupid. Like if it's twerking, it catches. If it's stupid, it catches. If it's a challenge of any sort, it catches. But say, for instance, if you decided that let me give you a one-on-one on how to build yourself on a social media platform, you might get to 5 people and then it goes downhill.
And see, this is why I'm big on community, because trends die, community lasts. So I don't like. I mean, me and Flo was just talking about this yesterday. She was like, "Well, why don't you post more on the social media page that we have?" I'm like, Flo, the influencer's job is when they come on board to see how many people they can gauge in real life, and then I'm gonna test them. Okay, how many followers you can go ahead and get on this page? Go. I'll count it. And I'll be like, that's how much support you have on everything that you do. You need to
Mhm.
go look at your numbers and look at your content and evaluate what you're doing. Either you're very viral to a point where you're known around the community because you go out to cons, you go out to parties, cosplay, you're familiar, or you're just sitting at the house making cosplays, doing makeup, not doing nothing, probably twerking, doing dances, but it's not going to get anywhere because you don't have a community behind you. You can be pretty as ever, but if nobody
And that
knows who you are, they ain't gonna care. They gonna swipe up. How
that's
many
in
gonna
that
swipe
part.
up?
And that part is the part I think a lot of that's the disconnect that they miss is that they're so used to being behind the keyboard that you realize you still have to get out in the world and make these real world connections because it's only so much you can do behind the keyboard. You
Right.
can run the boards all day, but once you're done, you have to be able to go out, whether it's a con, whether it's a function, whether it's just a networking event,
Mm-hmm.
and talk to other people. And that's the key that they're missing is like you said, Flo, is that it's the talking to people part
Mhm.
and not knowing, hey, I need to talk to some people who might be able to get me in other rooms that otherwise I couldn't reach
Mm.
in this area. Like if you're in a comic book convention, you can run into some artists, some other cosplayers, some workshop people, of course. But if you went to a networking event, let's just say you go to a business networking event of any kind in your city, you might run into somebody who's in the same realm, but on the other end, they might be a banker or they might do something that, hey, I can help you flip this. I run a business or I help this person run a business. So now you can transfer it, right? You can transfer
Right.
that knowledge somewhere. It's a way to do it. So I think they missed that mark. They missed that connect. It can't just be one thing. You have to learn to just cast the net, I guess you could say, and go from there.
Right.
And like, yeah, and again, that's why you said the whole meeting people in person. I'm gonna be honest, and I've already never told you this, Flo, but honestly, this will never happen without you.
Aw.
So it would never, because I would never have the same intuition. You are a CEO in a teacher's body, so I am so proud to have her as my partner because she encapsulates all those things that you just said, and maybe a million more times over.
Yeah, I'm a very like introverted person. But I've learned that it's always best to like we didn't even meet like a networking event. We just met at like a plus ultra party.
Yeah.
And just like bonding over an open bar and ramen. And just started like just
Girl,
talking.
you can say it. We ain't that famous yet. Getting drunk as shit, eating ramen.
Those be the best ones, though.
I mean, I don't see the problem.
I ain't never knew what an open bar was, okay, until I got there. I got one drink. So I was like, you can get more than one, right? I'm like, really?
Yeah,
I
it's
can
like
get whatever
open
I
bar. Like if
want.
you paid, you were
I can
good.
go back.
Yeah.
I don't go to nice things like open bars, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm business smart, but I'm a tad bit ghetto, so I ain't never been to no open bar. I don't know what that is. I know you gotta pay for everything. You just can't be going up and grabbing stuff.
See, this is why when you watch those old 90s movies, some action movies, and they say you have to go with the Yakumaru clan over to the strip club. Why? Because we need this business deal. They want to make sure you ready to get loose and do business at the same time. It's
And
like,
that is my job.
Right. I just met like so many interesting people just by going out and like kind of mustering up the courage to be like, hey, would you like to do an interview with me? And it just blown up from there. So it's just for those, because I work with a lot of like introverted students. It's like it's okay. It's just like test the waters out. You never know who you can bump into. Like you said earlier, it's the matter of just like putting yourself out there.
I think and I'm glad we're touching on the introvert part. Because I started Blerd's Eye 2020, March of 2020, which was the weekend the world shut down.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was press at the time it was called Wizard World Cleveland, and I was there as press, and my goal was to talk to Phil Lamar, Tyler Hoechlin, who we could never catch because he was always in a panel, and it was a couple other people we spoke to, and they was like, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "I'm nervous, but if I don't get this done, it ain't gonna get done."
Right.
I'm like, I didn't just do it just to look at it. I'm going to get this done, and then went in and got it done, got the interview, locked it in. I'm good. Like, because then after that, I'm just like, everything else is a shoe in, because if I went after the biggest target, everything else should just fall right in place, and it did. And I know it's easy for me to say that, but I know there's a lot of people who are introverted who don't have the talking skills or know how to spark up conversation, and I blame that on a lot of things. It's not just one, it's not just one
Because
thing,
because some people can be real mean and nasty, you know what I mean? So it makes it like harder for people to go out there. Because like I always say, the worst thing, because I have my students go out and do interviews like in public, like you can walk up to people and ask, and like the worst thing they can do is just say no, and that's okay to move on. Have they had some run-ins with some rude people? Yes. Have I had to calm them down so they don't have an adverse reaction to it? Yes. It is a value life skill to deal with rejection. But you have people as nice as like Phil Lamar, who is very approachable. I had my student interview him as well. And he was like so nice. Like he is this, icon in voice acting in the comedic world. But he is just like such a sweet person. And that gives like a little bit more faith in humanity. I know that's kind of hard for us to like really grab, because if we deal with the comment section, it's like oh, your faith dies a little bit. But when you actually go out and speak with people, it's just like, okay,
So this is my advice to those who read the comment section and get a little glimpse. There's two ways you can do this. This is two ways you can address this. Now, I come from an era where we played the dozens. We talk shit with the best of them.
Oh no.
So you would either get into a battle of words, which can be a bad thing because you have these people who hide behind the keyboard to be the tough guy, right? Or you can just delete. I need to find that John Witherspoon delete.
I'm gonna tell y'all one better how I deal with the comment section. I don't know y'all remember when Cat Williams was like, the strong strain of weed. He was like, just fuck them lights. That's how I feel about them comments. Take the fuck them comments. I don't give a damn. You don't support me. Oh,
I mean, comments
supposed to do.
Comments just mean that you're engaging. Comments mean that you're being seen. That's the way I look at it. Like,
you gave me views and money, so okay, you don't like it, bye. See you later or never again. It's not my problem.
I've walked away a winner on both ends.
Start playing that Toby Maguire and follow me. Just for your sake and mine.
Would you say you don't have to be here? I'm like, it's not, I didn't drag you here,
right?
So you want to be able to get out there in 6 months. Have that presence in the community, because you guys are located in the DMV area, correct?
Right.
Are we talking national now?
Yeah, we've been talking national.
Yeah,
that's always been the strategy.
See, I like the way me and Malik had spoke the other day. So like, Malik's a go-getter. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, I'm the type of person where I'm just gonna go do it. I don't care. I'm gonna figure out how to do it, what I need to do it, and go ahead and do it. Because I'm sitting here thinking about it.
Right. It's very refreshing. I have attempted to work with other people that, or at least have come to me with ideas and say like, oh, we thought you could do this. It's like, okay, cool. I'm ready to go. Like as soon as you say it, I have people that I know that are willing to work with me to get this done, and then just fall through or it never happens. So what I really appreciate about Malik is that as soon as he had the idea, we were already like talking back and forth to make it happen, even though I was out sick. I was
she was knocked out.
It was the worst timing. Like I had caught COVID, and I was out for that like whole week. But I was still like trying to hang in there with the messages. It's like, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, she was out.
So, but like he was just on everything, like trying to find grants, still recruiting people, like really holding it down while I was like attempting to recover. So I again appreciate you like so much.
Girl, I gotta do this because this is needed. Like I even got merch on, okay? I got my own merch.
He did the mock-ups already.
I got my own merch.
He said he like
moving.
He said it like, I'm not here playing. I'm not here.
No, we are not playing. I don't got time for that.
So I like you guys' energy. I really do. And Flo was giving me Miss Janine vibes. Like
That's
just
what I said too. I love me some Abbott.
she's giving me Miss Janine vibes, and I love it because you're doing so. This is why me and Spartan commended you on the job you have, because it's they talking about the soldiers. Don't get me wrong, my son was a soldier, so was my daughter, but you guys are. It is a position that is thankless.
Mhm.
Being in education is a thankless job because
Mm.
you are molding minds, and not to the standard of a school, but to be in the standard in community.
Mhm.
You're just trying to get people to build correctly and to do things in the correct fashion and to be kind and whatever the case may be, and not be a dick,
Right.
as Spartan normally says. So
A teacher.
that way you don't incur these problems in adulthood. And so you're dealing with something, but you guys are doing something amazing. They can be found at Blerd_campus on IG.
Mm-hmm.
You can sign up. I'll be posting up their flyer that they're looking for more influencers
Mhm.
and more people. And Neon the War Vibes is yours, Flo.
Yeah.
Malik Williams is yours.
Yes.
And this here's the crazy thing. I didn't know Flo's name. I just knew her as Neon Noir Neon Vibes, and I just like, oh, that's Miss Frizzle. Okay, cool. That's cool. So when I seen the sign up, and I'm like, well, who's Flonora? I'm like, I don't know who that is.
So
we gonna make you some Miss Frizzle shirts, Flo. That's the next thing for merch.
Yeah.
Miss Frizzle.
I do like the blend of Miss Frizzle and Miss Teagues with the outfit.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I enjoyed that nickname so much. When I took my students to AwesomeCon, I even dressed as her. So I have the cosplay.
Yeah.
So it's like I really took that moniker to heart. And again, it's just like actually it's another funny thing. On an episode of Miss Frizzle, they do like a news broadcast, and it's called FN, which is the same moniker as our journalism program, Friendship News Network. And I thought that was like, okay, this is kismet. It fits.
Yeah, but the Black Miss Frizzle just fits so nicely as a title for you, honestly. Because I was like, I can't stop now not seeing that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because we even talked about it. I was like, if I was anybody from Abbott, I'd be Ava. I don't know why.
I was a substitute, so I'm definitely Gregory.
Right.
Oh my God! No, it just dawned on me that Miss Janine Tiggs is the Black Miss Frizzle. She's just in the Phillies. She's just in the Philadelphia school system. That's
right.
Yep.
I absolutely.
She ain't got a bus yet. She's just trying to get it.
Yeah, and that's like I appreciate it so much because it shows like the passion educators have, even though we may not always have the resources to do it. And that is that's the biggest struggle. We have a lot of talented scholars, and we have like these big plans and ambitions, and it's like you really have to be creative and like pull resources out of nowhere to make things happen. So that's why I really do appreciate that show, Abbott Elementary.
But I can say one thing about her though, that she's not like Janine. She is cultured in the culture. Okay, so she is, because we was talking about the Megan Nikki stuff. She is cultured. She got her. She surprised me. I'm like, girl, you might look like Janine, but you got culture. You know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it helps to have a lot of culture.
Exactly.
Because
I love Janine, but Janine a little this and some seasoning.
Man, look at my mom. Cut us some slack.
You say she didn't cook, the greens didn't cook long enough. It's just a little bit long.
No, they
ain't exactly
right
tender
out
yet.
the oven. Didn't season it or nothing. Just put it on the plate. Here you go.
Not unwashed greens. Not unwashed greens.
Yeah, unwashed greens. It's giving unwashed greens energy. But nah, she's very hip. So like I said, she a cool teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we definitely need more.
we do.
Right.
I'll always stress that.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the news. Can you guys stick around for a minute?
Yeah, I
Love
would
to.
stick around longer.
Look at that.
Okay.
Look at God.
Plus, you said you low staff, so right now I'll substitute.
Hey,
All right.
There's opening. I'll take over.
Tag in.
I'll take over.
look,
Hey,
look,
right.
my second in command, she's studying, getting rest and everything else. She's like, hey, don't get too happy now. We'll be right back.
All right.
Blerd's Eye View is a proud affiliate of Otaku Noir. Use the code Blerd's Eye View for 10% off on all items. With a different nerd-themed box filled with items made by talented blerds across the country, you surely will not be disappointed. Go to otakunoir.com. Otaku Noir, the #1 Blerd mystery box company.
This just in.
Feeling groggy in the morning? Coffee just can't give you that pep in the step that you're looking for? Try Pop Starts for that great get up and go that adults need. Pop Starts has the vitamin and nutrients that only grown-ups can partake in, and with flavors such as tossed salad and scrambled eggs, and Jack Daniels and Bud Light flavors to start your day or end it. There's nothing better to wake up to unless you count that depressing cubicle job. Well, anyway, try Pop Starts today. Pop Starts is not part of the Kellogg's Corporation. Pop Starts could give you diarrhea. Pop Starts are not found in your local grocery store.
Ooh, we are back. We
Mm.
are back. We're back with our guest, Blerd Campus. Shout out to Oliver Banks, Goddess to a demon, and Afro Cocoa Puffs. That woman works. There's a reason why Afro has not been on the show, because every time I turn around, she's doing another project. But shout out to Afro Cocoa Puffs, dope nerdcore artist. She's gonna be black today. That's all I'm gonna say. Go check that out on all your streaming platforms, along with Crazy 8, the great Hieroglyphics, the whole crew, Villainous Beats. Who every time he come up with a new beat, I just hit him up. I'm like, so I'm buying that off of you. Pretty much, I'm start making him in-house music producer at this point. Got a little bit of news, so let's talk about it. So James Gunn has revealed himself that we have a new Supergirl in Millie Alcock, who was last seen on House of the Dragon as a young Targaryen. The other actress who was actually up for the role, I thought she would have gotten it because she does the voice of Supergirl in the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. We all thought it. The crew actually thought it. I'm like, oh, okay, that should be a shoe. Wait, it's not a shoe in. What I thought you said that you wanted to switch over. And like,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm letting them cook.
Yeah.
I mean, Gunn hasn't done anything crazy. He hasn't done anything that makes us question stuff yet. I'll give him that.
No.
This is the most mild move, honestly, from like a casting standpoint. I'm surprised. I'm just hearing of the news.
Yeah, it's he has a plan. He had a picture of his storyboards which looks like 2 long boxes full of comics. I'm like, okay, he's got a plan. Let this man let him go in the kitchen. You know, your mama go in the kitchen and you keep asking her, is it done yet? I'm not gonna mess with it, man. I'm gonna let that man cook. I'm gonna let that man do what he got to do in the kitchen.
Right.
I mean, I would just say, as soon as he said that he was going to partner with the animators and have it connect with the movies, I was like, finally. So I'm going to trust his judgment. He has done excellent work with Guardians of the Galaxy. I think the Suicide Squad sequel was solid and well received. So I think like you said, we're just gonna let him be. Just like trust the process, and
I think the other thing is he didn't do the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earth cartoon, so that's like before him. And I get it. You know, whatever he's gonna come out with, that's
It's
his. You know,
But-
So
like
I got a question for y'all, honestly. Like, let's answer honestly. Do you think James Gunn can make a good Superman movie? Because it's not an ensemble movie. All of James Gunn's movies are an ensemble movie that are really, really good. I just think Superman as a character to me is kind of bland. So it's kind of a challenge already when you start because it's kind of unrelatable. I mean, like I just don't relate to Superman in any way, shape, or form.
And I think that's what it is that he does so well is he makes his characters relatable. Like nobody was looking for Guardians of the Galaxy. No one. And I don't care how big of a fan you were. No one was looking for that crew. When he was done with that crew, everybody was looking for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Everybody can relate to Drax, or you could relate to Rocket. And like you said, they're all relatable characters. And I get the whole thing on Superman. I'm a Superman fan, so it's kind of hard to get others to understand why I like it so much. But you hit the nail on the head. You can't relate to it. You can't relate to a guy who's OP, raised on the arm. You know, it doesn't jive with you. I get it. So this is why I say I think Gunn's gonna take a different twist with Superman Legacy because he's not gonna start Origin, which is where everybody it's a double-edged sword when you do an origin story. Like it can be good, it can be horrible. But I think that it can be good and horrible. Yeah, it can be good and horrible. I mean, look at Zack Snyder, can be good and horrible. But if you start at a point to where you don't make the character the main focus, but you make the supporting cast around him the main focus and actually give it a good story, that's when you have something. Because I mean, look at this. I mean, like Paul said, look at the Suicide Squad. We were so focused on Bloodsport, Idris Elba's character, and yet you still had Peacemaker, you still had Polka Dot Man, you still had Harley Quinn. Although Harley Quinn wasn't the main character, but everybody played her role. So I think I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just thinking because again with James Gunn, he does take obscure characters and give them personalities. But Superman is like the most non-obscure character that he's worked with. So I want to see what direction he goes in with that because this is your first real big guy that you got. Like you said, nobody was looking forward to the Guardians. Nobody was looking forward to Suicide Squad because I love the original movie, but people hated the original movie. So it's like, what do you do to change up Superman in 2024 to not only make him relatable, but interesting, entertaining? Because I just think you can't just stick Supergirl and a dog and everybody there and make the movie good. You're going to have to do something different to get people out because DC has lost loyalty with most of the consumer base.
Oh, they that loyalty was burned, nuked, and
a word was preached. A word was preached. I swear, the only reason, and I didn't even go see Aquaman 2, but the only reason why Aquaman 2 did as well as it did is Jason Momoa.
Right.
You have the charisma, you have the charismatic person behind it. So yeah, it's gonna draw people in. But other than that, people were just like, this universe is dead. Like, it's like his universe is dead. But we'll see it because he's fun to watch. You know, so there's that.
Come on, Lobo.
Yeah. Look, every time he's on the phone, he's like, the cheese eating grin he has. He was just like, oh, I'm like, dude, it's Lobo. If it's not Lobo, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I'm like, when you cheesing, I'm like, you kind of like, I got some good news today from Gunn. I'm like, just say you Lobo. Just say it.
I mean, he said it years ago when he went trying out. He figured, okay, he's trying out for Justice League. He figured he was gonna play Lobo. He's like, who's gonna go up against Superman? Lobo. And they said, oh no, you're Aquaman. He was like, what?
But he kind of had to understand why he had to be Aquaman.
Yeah.
Like if you look at him, it gives Aquaman.
Yeah, he realized he went with it, but he was just like you could see the wheels turning. He was just like, if it was me, I would have done that. That wasn't the pick I was going with, but okay.
Like
But,
Space Bounty Hunter, Lord of the Seas. Which one is
Right.
gonna have a long story?
So, but yeah, there's that. So, Millie Allen, not a bad pick. I just like to see
Oh
where they
no,
go with
she's a
it.
great actress.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
let me put that on record. She's a
Yeah.
great actress. I'm just more scared of the movie overall because it's a DC movie and it's James Gunn's first big project. And if this shit flops,
one of the things that they're looking at, and he's kind of had this same deal with Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
He's running it. He's running the ship. He's looking at Warner Brothers saying, "You don't touch."
He put the line. He put the line down. Like this
line. You want me? You don't touch nothing, and let me do my thing. He's like, we need I don't care what you need. The people need something, and I need to make sure it's done right because I've seen what you've done, and it never turns out well. So,
and I think he's appeasing them too by keeping some people in house. Like she was from the Game of Thrones spinoff, so you're not gonna have to cater her in and like kind of smooth her to come over. She's already with Warner Brothers. So
I mean, even I can't remember the actor's name who's actually playing Superman, but people were teasing him saying, "Oh, he's Henry Cavill Light and blah blah blah." And I'm like, number one, this dude's tall,
right?
He's tall. He's like 6'4". He's taller than Cavill. Two, people were just like, oh, he looks scrawny. And I'm like, trust me, they're going to throw like 20, 30 pounds of muscle on this dude.
Right.
You finna work out.
Yeah. Like they already got him in the gym. Like they showed a shot where he was in the gym. I'm like, he's fine. He's like, this dude's he's going to be a beast. It's okay. So once again, let that man cook. Let that man cook.
Right.
Over in Marvel is rumor right now, but John David Washington is being eyed for Kang. I'm still on the fence.
Me and Flo talked about this.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused when they talked about recasting because if you saw Loki season 2, I thought they just like ended his arc.
It's a here's the thing. Watching Loki season 2 and knowing everything that they've been doing so far, we all said it. We said it's a good way to kind of peter it out. You know, if you don't go forward with Kang, it's fine because Loki pretty much solved it.
Yeah.
If you do go forward with it because you have something major in play, who do you put in that place? Since the system jacked my guy, but it's what do you do? And now, you know, Coleman Domingo's name has been brought up. John Boyega's name was brought up. John Boyega said, no, I don't.
Boyega sound cool.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, they lost my audition tape. I sent that to Marvel. I don't know what happened to that. I don't know. I said, well, Jonathan Majors is on. I could take his place. Shoot, I like the money. Let me be Kang. It can't be that hard.
I mean, to see Denzel Washington's son as King, I'm not saying it's not beyond his level of ability, but as far as everybody else thinking Kane's they're going to scrap Kane, no, they've got too much invested in the MCU at this point because he's integral to like 5 different movies and possibly a television show. They didn't actually say whether or not it was going to happen, but it's possible he might pop up in a MCU show.
I mean, they could have used the recipe like they did with Thanos and just kind of sprinkled here and there, and not, you know, I mean, it was fine what they did with Loki. Loki was actually doing their own thing. You know, they were like, we'll sprinkle a little bit.
Yeah.
So they kind of get a tease going, but like the putting like an Ant-Man, I'm like that. You could have sprinkled that one.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they try to argue about the quantum realm and different rules. I'm like, y'all no.
Yeah. You know,
I said they should have brought back Terrence Howard. I would have loved Terrence Howard as Kang now.
Somebody posted
could have been a multiverse of madness.
If they can do that.
Speaking of a multiverse, they have been talking. You know, the synopsis for Deadpool 3 has already dropped, and it's just like we thought. Deadpool's getting ready to change some shit for the MCU.
Right.
Deadpool kills the MCU.
Like the writing was on the wall. It's just kind of like we're here for it. We just want to see the antics in real time. That's it.
All I can say is enter every 21st century Fox joke that you can think of.
Yeah.
And I mean, every joke will be thrown.
If the joke of him finally seeing all the X-Men and they show up, and he says, "Oh, finally!" He looks at the camera. "Oh, finally! Now you guys have." Oh, wait, no, that was a different studio. That's why you guys can show up now. I'm with it.
I'd be messed up. What if it was Patrick Stewart's Professor X and not James?
Jazz McAvoy.
Yeah, James McAvoy.
Why is the old guy here?
Did we not go far back enough? It's like, didn't you have hair at one point?
As a Deadpool fan, I am looking forward to this movie. Like, I was a fan of Deadpool before Deadpool was Deadpool. I'm talking about like old school, like Deathstroke Deadpool fan.
Okay.
So this movie is something I'm extremely waiting on. The only thing is, do they put in Storm? Do they call in Halle Berry?
Do
Apparently a lot of people are coming back, but look at it as a one movie cameo. Nobody has a permanent job outside this movie. Outside the two people in that picture.
Put it like this: if Hugh Jackman is saying, "I'm coming back," and that is it, then nobody else got a job. It's Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds was Deadpool. I gotta find out the age of Ryan Reynolds and when Deadpool was created, because Ryan Reynolds has been Deadpool all his fucking career.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was just the perfect fit. I really can't picture anybody else doing a live action Deadpool.
No,
not to him. No, I can't, just because he basically embodies the character. It's hard to find somebody else that can do that.
Yeah. I mean, when they did Wolverine Origins, he's been on record as stating like the stuff he wanted to do as Wade Wilson, they were just like, no. And I'm like, but it's Wade Wilson. Why wouldn't he?
But yet you decide to give us a sewed up Deadpool with Santa Claus. It's like
I will sip my ginger tea on that one.
That's what I just want to look. I just want to look at if I was on the set of when that happened. It's like, okay, guys, here's Wade Wilson. I would look over like, who was the research on this? Because you should be fired.
Hence him doing the test footage and then leaking it. And till this day, I salute you, good sir.
Again, we're waiting for Batgirl to be released for the vault.
That's never coming out. That's never coming out.
I was looking forward to that.
So it's somewhere, because I'm starting hitting these conventions and going to the places where they said, "Hey, get your Blu-rays here, your DVDs, and pilots and shows that didn't get to air." And you said movies and shows that didn't get to air. I will take it. I'll take what you got.
We've said on this show, all it takes is 30 seconds. 30 seconds of a clip. Whoever at Warner Bros. Studios is willing to risk it. I'm pretty sure the worst you're going to be seeing is possible jail time, but all it takes is 30 seconds for that clip to get out there, and all of a sudden, you have a choice, Warner Brothers. You can show us the rest, or you can just acknowledge that it exists and you don't care about your fans.
But they was like, you got this Snyder cut. That's all you're getting. Do not ask us for nothing else. Ungrateful motherfuckers. Do not ask us for nothing else. You got the Snyder cut, and that's all you want.
I blame Snyder fans so much for the Snyder cut. It's like, it would be so much better if we had the full cut. You got the full 4 hours. You got the full. I'm sorry,
got the full 4 hours, and there was some nice moments in those 4 hours. Cyborg story, for example, I can appreciate that part of it, but in the Amazon scenes,
but the Martian Manhunter shows up at the end like a late ass pizza.
You had Jon Stewart filming scenes, and Wayne T. Carr, that's the actor's name, filmed Green Lantern scenes, and you replaced it with Martian Manhunter.
Who
couldn't help because he couldn't clock out of work yet.
who didn't join until the threat was eliminated. That's all. I was like, you were here the whole time. This is how bad it was. I've actually looked at over again, because the general he plays, and I'm like, wait a minute. So he was here the whole time, but then I seen Man of Steel like on TNT or something, and the general was in it, and I'm like, the general has a totally different name. Yeah,
I'm like, that's lazy.
Oh, DC is not for continuity.
No,
does not stand for continuity. SD stands for comics.
I was gonna say this crap.
I feel like Snyder did that film with a chip on his shoulder because Warner Brothers.
They were. It's unfortunate what happened because his kid had unlived himself at that time, but Warner Brothers was going to fire him anyway.
And F them kids, bringing the Avengers guys.
They just brought that in as like, we'll use that as the excuse. He's got to leave for family. Like,
Right.
You do realize this made it on the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
That shit's forever.
Just leak the Bad Girl movie. You need a distraction from Suicide Squad. The game.
But please don't say anything yet. I ain't got that yet. Please don't say nothing.
Is it finally coming out? Because they've been teasing that for.
It's out, and I'm just gonna say it's not even so much that what they did with the game. It's very anticlimactic, and we may have beaten Dragon Ball Evolution for stealing from everything but the damn source. Like I will say, like I watched one of the Green Lantern parts, and I'm like, so we just threw all of that out the window.
So I got a question though. In theory, right? How am I supposed to believe that these people can beat the Justice League, that they can beat on a daily basis, and somehow like they get something to beat them is ridiculous. That's why I was skeptical about the game. I'm like, how is these fools?
Yeah, apparently it's the Brainiac control that makes them not themselves. But that's kind of what pisses me off about some of the scenes is like comics, movies. It's usually like, oh, there's a little bit of them in there. Absolutely none. It is.
But was it easy for them to always break out of Brainiac's control? So now all of a sudden, what's the difficult point?
Well, welcome to Bad Story, right? Welcome to Bad Story.
Welcome to this crap.
Look,
it was just like Justice League, Suicide Squad game.
So that
I'll put you this way: when the game was put online, 2 hours later, it was taken offline for 3 hours.
Oh my god!
They've been pushing
extra. That was for the people who paid extra for early access.
Oh,
and that's the early access people got denied.
Yeah.
And they're not giving refunds back.
Oh.
The word. No refunds. Rocksteady, they're not giving refunds for what happened. They're like, crap happens.
Y'all should just made another Arkham game. Y'all should just made another Arkham game. Like, don't fuck up the formula. See, this scares me.
Oh no, this undoes the Arkham games. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is after. This is in the Arkhamverse.
It's post Arkham Knight.
Will you see what happens? Will you see the other main characters? It's like, yo, that was anticlimactic. Then when you get to Batman stuff, you're just like, okay, why did we make that dramatic? But everyone else is just like,
and here's the sad part.
Oh my god.
This was Kevin Conroy's final round as Batman.
Right. Oh my god.
I will say that's the most disappointing part, and I will say. Who plays Harley Quinn in this game?
I was gonna say Tara Strong, but I'd be wrong.
I think it's not Arlene Past.
Arlene Past.
Whoever's playing her, I feel like they snuck in a line that was at least somewhat poetic that made it not so terrible, but it is kind of gross. So people are using that like, oh, this is Kevin Conroy. I'm like, they didn't know that he was gonna pass, but yes, it is a terrible thing to end on. I will say that it is.
And talk about throwing away the mechanics of your Arkham series.
Oh, what's Tara Strong?
Oh, damn!
It was Tara Strong.
I feel like Tara worked in a line when she had to confront Bruce that was like a poetic send off.
Yeah,
but and again, they didn't know Kevin Conroy was gonna die. But still,
it's just an unfortunate.
It's just
Take Arkham Batman. And basically do what they did in the story. It was like, so we just erased all of that.
Just play Spider-Man 2 again. Fuck it. Just play Spider-Man 2 again.
If I can get a new game plus on release and not make it DLC, that'd be great.
Man.
If James Gunn could rescue the game, we would get greatly appreciated.
He's not a video game developer, though. That's the problem. He's a movie guy.
So but still, like, if you could just have everything connect from the movies, the animation, and the game under like James Gunn, I think like everything would be salvageable.
I think he can dealing with, right?
I think he can go in there and say, you know what, I'm gonna slide this storyboard right under their door.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna know it was me. I don't want the credit. I just want it fixed.
All I'm saying is Santa Monica Studios is open. You know, they're taking a break from God of War, so it's like you have an opportunity.
Yeah. So it's crazy. We got 2 trailers.
Oh,
We got 2 trailers. Did I do the do? I did. I'm sorry. Our first one is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
okay.
And here we go.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work.
Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock.
I've been waiting 40 years for this.
They called themselves Ghostbusters. According to these hacks, they saved the world. No eyewitnesses. And who is found to carry the torch? Descendants of Egon Spengler. You have a miner hanging out the side of a moving vehicle, firing a laser gun indiscriminately.
Oh, not that jackass.
Completely safe.
I would say
Ghostbusters are finished.
Right. Well, overruled.
Sustained.
Thank you.
You the weird guy who buys strange old things?
Correct on both counts.
Buddy, you just hit the jackpot.
what is it?
Better question is, what's inside of it?
The parables tell of an unimaginable evil commanding an army of ghosts. With the power to kill by fear itself.
Like literally scared to death?
We might be looking at a second ice age.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work.
Can I be of any help?
Melnitz in uniform. Yeah.
If there's something strange, if there's something weird, who are people gonna call?
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
We're the Ghostbusters. Can I tell you something else? What? Buster makes me feel good. Makes me feel good.
Heads up. Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock.
Ew.
That's right around the corner. It's March 22nd.
The more I see about this movie, the better I feel that it's gonna be. It's fine.
Yeah.
See, watch that continuity.
Yeah.
I
It
just got
works.
one requirement. I do not need a rap version of the Ghostbusters theme song. Please don't give me like Quavo doing the sound. Like, give me like at least an R&B singer. Give me somebody.
You know what? I was about to say,
that jackass Walter Peck is back.
I'm not gonna lie. I would be mad if Metro Boomin did something. If it was
That's
Metro,
okay.
I'm cool. Metro does something, I'm cool. But everybody else,
No.
no.
It's the minute I heard that voice and I'm like, don't tell me they got that jackass back in there.
I just need to see him.
He's from the EPA. He's always trying to get them in trouble.
I just need to see him and Bill Murray meet each other. It's like I just want to see Venkman.
So we're back
Dickless.
again.
I can just see that. It's just Venkman, Dickless.
It just amazes me how Ernest looks great.
Yes.
Just like patch of gray. That's it. He looks the same.
Look, my wife, she watches the Family Business, and I'm like, check out Ernie. Still
Killing
doing
it.
his thing.
Yeah.
Still doing his thing.
But
I'm looking forward to that one. That looks like a lot of fun. The last one was a lot of fun. So
yeah,
it was the way they ended it was very heart-wrenching at best.
I just needed Ecto 1 to get an upgrade. I'm like, come on now, you've been running that same transmission engine for 40 years.
Right. That joint is still on 10. Come on.
Like what
They
kind
have
of
earned my
television-
trust back since that all females Ghostbusters. They have earned my trust back.
Like,
That
gee.
was a hot ass mess, and I love every woman in that movie. And I'm like, what? Was
And that's
that?
the third. The crazy thing about that version is the cast was great.
Yeah.
Right.
The cast was amazing.
It was
the story.
Yeah.
I felt so betrayed because I defended them on social media every time until the movie came out. I'm like, just give it a chance. Let these girls go. It's gonna probably be good. And then I went in theater. I'm like, y'all shat the bed.
I think they got restricted. I think
Yeah.
they were
Oh, yeah.
restricted because
Definitely.
those women worked on Saturday Night Live together.
Right.
So I'm like, there's no way this should have failed. Like,
Oh,
let's
Tina
go
Fey should've
restrict
wrote
them.
The funny part is that you mentioned Leslie Jones was on an interview and she sat there and said, like, we want a lot of the ad-libbing and improv that they were doing was great, but they were told they wouldn't use in the movie because it didn't stick to the story. I'm like, you have 4 SNL cast, 4 people that have been on SNL, all have done improv, all have done ad-libbing, and you restrict them?
Why would you cast them then?
Right.
You can cast the Kardashians.
It damn near was right in itself. I'm like, it's here. It's here.
Yeah.
But
Y'all done cast the Instagram models you want to soulless puppets. It's like, come on now.
You changed a lot of the story. Like Ernie Hudson was in that one, but he didn't play the same character. And I'm like, see, you could have been. This could have been your continuance. You dropped that ball.
I want to see one of them be in this movie though. Just give one of them the chance to redeem themselves. Probably Leslie Jones.
I don't care which one it is.
Right.
I don't care which one it is. Because that, like I said, I always say Melissa McCarthy is like an honorary member of that crew from SNL because every time she showed up and showed out, I'm like, you couldn't tell me she didn't apply to work on this show.
Right. She should have.
It got turned down.
Snub ever.
Comedy
right.
is outstanding.
Like I can watch skits from her, and it's just like she's making the cast break. So
right. She hosted SNL and fit in like a glove. She didn't seem like a host.
Oh
she
no,
seemed like a regular cast.
I'm just here. She's the cousin. She come to visit.
Right.
Like she come to visit. So it's stuff like that. And I'm like, oh look, they failed. They failed these women. They failed these women because it wasn't the movie. It wasn't them. It wasn't the acting.
It was the story.
It was the storyline. You messed them up. You restricted them. So,
however, in Frozen Empire, if I don't get one Vigo reference, I'm gonna be mad.
I want to see that dude.
Old boy better come back inside nowhere. It's Vigo. It's like
is it bad that I seen Bill Murray and when he seen Janine in the outfit, what he said, I was already thinking. I'm like, oh, it's Mel Gibson uniform. Like, oh, of course she would know how to use these things. She's around them all the time.
Very much.
So we got another trailer. It's Despicable Me 4. I have not watched this one either, so check this out.
Hello, everybody.
Roo, what's up?
Wait a minute. 3 girls, 1 wife. Something is missing.
This guy.
Oh, there's my boys. I know you love your dada. Go on, say it. Dada. Dada.
Yes, of course he loves you. He just doesn't show it on his face or with his body language. Right, Brew Jr.? Come on.
Brew, I need a word with you. Your family's lives are at stake.
What?
Maxime Lamal has escaped from prison.
I'm coming for my revenge, Brew.
We have to get to the safe house.
It has a vending machine. I love this place.
Look up.
The most important part of a heist is being aware of potential dangers. I trained myself. No!
Thanks, Ron.
Petty.
Stupid. all petty. This is all petty all day. Is it me or does Gru Jr. look like Jack from The
Yeah.
Incredibles?
That's what I was agreeing with. Once you was at the fight the honey badger.
I was like, I need to see that team up.
That'd be interesting. Just Jesus.
Jack and Gru Jr. Jesus.
Jack's still looking for a raccoon.
You wonder how many minion ideas they could make, and they don't prove me wrong.
You know what's crazy though? Thinking about it, in the last 10 years, Illumination and DreamWorks has definitely crushed Disney in everything that they've done, which is shocking to see.
They tell the good stories.
Right.
Yeah.
My little siblings, Illumination has all my money between the Mario movie and the Minions franchise.
Mm-hmm.
They have them on a chokehold.
I mean, when you look at movies like The Incredibles, which was done by Pixar,
Right.
Yep.
and it's still to this day, it's a great film. It's a great film. Like it hits all the notes, right? In the second one, it doesn't hit just as hard, but it still hits.
And see, I was scared to watch the second one. I've never watched the second one just because I wanted the first one to be so pure. That's how good that movie was.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, still, when you have that moment where in the first one where Mr. Incredible is fighting tooth and nail with his wife saying, I'll take care of it, and he breaks and says, because I'm scared to lose you again. And I'm like, nigga, I'm in the wrong movie, man.
But attention to detail is so good in that movie too, because even when Elastigirl tries to punch Mirage, she was going for Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, but you don't notice those things on the first watch round. You gotta watch that and
it's
notice
very
those
much
things.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes on, and that's what Brad Bird did a great job telling those stories, because it's like it's all so much action, but there's other stuff that's going on, and then like if you don't get violent, perfect, yeah.
However,
example.
He still owes us a scene though.
Yeah,
I still want to know the conversation after Frozone snapped on Honey. I still want to know that conversation at that point when you get my food, woman.
Oh, you know that dinner reservation was a problem.
You know there was no conversation.
And that one scene is so quotable, and that was from 2004.
Yeah, I think the fact that there's this when you mention things that people miss. If you notice early in the movie, Violet is she's creating invisible shields already. So when they're in danger in the jungle and she jumps in front of Dash and he asks how is she doing that, she says, I don't know. It's not the fact that she created the shield, it's the fact that she's floating,
right?
Because she hadn't done that, and that's what people didn't catch. It was just like, oh, she created a shield around herself. Oh, how did she do it? No, that's not it. She was doing that earlier at the dinner table.
Right.
That or their names all basically reflect their powers.
Yeah. Yep. Although I couldn't blame Dash. Dash used his powers as an anti-villain.
That's my guy. Dash is my guy. That dude is
my
guy.
He's like, I know it was on camera. Really? Prove it.
And then after the second movie, you got people thinking that Jack is flipping over to the Monsters Inc. world, or the fact that if you look at it closely, Frozone was supposed to be the one taking the missions, not Mr. Incredible.
Yeah. Right. So I'd like the attention to detail when it comes to movies like the Despicable Me franchise and The Incredibles and dare I say Toy Story.
Oh, Toy Story.
Oh no, I'm a big Toy Story
We didn't
fan.
need a
Four,
fourth, and we
fifth,
don't need a
beyond.
fifth.
We do not.
We don't.
I don't think we don't need any more. We're fine. But
I
they're
think,
giving that up.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Like
it's
5
beating a
to
dead
me,
horse.
I don't know. I think 4 should have been Andy giving his kids the toys. So I still want that transition to happen. But now Woody left for some hoes, so I don't know when the hell.
Yeah.
So like, what
He's
the
like,
hell
I'm on the
going
road with my bitches.
Right.
Like Toy
Like,
Story
that
3.
part made me mad.
Toy Story 3 was like the end of the good collab of Disney movie video game combos.
Mm-hmm.
It was, wasn't it? Stop doing those anymore.
But you're right.
Rebels game was fun. Emo was fun, and then
it went downhill. You ran the well dry.
Yeah.
The Minions have video games or just theme park rides?
Theme
park rides.
I'm surprised they haven't tried like a Minions VR or something yet.
But I'm gonna tell you why they have it is because they know their IP is so valuable. Because their IP is valuable, and they make one bad game, they're screwed.
I can see that.
Right. That's why they have the Mario movie, because they don't need to make a Mario game. There's already Mario games.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's a ton
they're
of them.
good.
And it brings in money. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I play them.
And DreamWorks made that mistake about making that kart racer. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is Megamind's first appearance in 10 years, and you put him in a kart racer as DLC."
Yeah, that wasn't the smartest. That wasn't the smartest move on earth.
Why didn't we get another Megamind?
Right. People was
Where the hell is that at?
Could you really go anywhere with the first Megamind though?
Yes.
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 Global threat.
He was the hero. We never
Oh,
see
yeah.
him be the hero.
Like he's
until the end of the movie.
You only have one hero in Metrocity, as he likes to call it. Are there any other heroes? And is there a global threat? I need to see that.
It's a fair point. I'm not arguing that. I'm just it's amazing some movies get multiple movies, and while other movies only get one.
And I'm gonna tell you why I think Megamind had to have a movie, because when Despicable Me came out, the plot was probably gonna be too similar minus the kids. Oh no, 2. Where Gru joins the heroes and everything else like that. So the plots would have probably been too similar, and it's like, let's not touch on Illumination's territory.
I personally would have said. So here's my makeup of a Megamind 2. There's a global threat. He's introduced to a whole new cachet of heroes thanks to Metro Man.
Mm-hmm.
However, no one trusts him, of course.
Okay.
So, in order to, he's tired of fighting the good fight with them anyway, and he's trying to do the right thing. However, this global threat is a little bigger than whoever these cachet heroes are. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, why don't we kind of be the bad guy? And not really be the bad guy.
So make him anti-hero.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Don't you kind of think that's a little too similar though to the Despicable Me 2 minus the kids? Because nobody trusted Gru. Every time they said there was a suspect, it was like, yeah, no, that's not him. And then they arrested the wrong guy and all that. Like, I see it kind of plays too similar with that. And I think when Megamind has a surprisingly hardcore fan base.
It does.
So if you do anything to like kind of make it similar to any other movies, they're not gonna want it.
I think that they might have. I don't think they wrote themselves in a corner. But when you just took place in one city, you can expand it.
Yeah,
and it's not so much proving to the other hero. It's like, okay, we got some other things going on.
Or what if Megamind has a mentor someone like him from the dark side?
Right. That's interesting though. I like that one. That's
What
a
if
good idea.
What if the global threat is the people from his planet?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Now see,
that's different.
That's right.
And it could be his father.
Oh,
wow, sell that script now. Sell it.
I see father issues on Megamind too. It's like, have I not always approved of you? No.
Careful though, you don't want to cross Invincible territory. You don't want to start beating up Megamind and shit.
Oh no, it wouldn't be a beatdown. It would just be a verbal beatdown of that. That was never good enough. Did I not teach you anything? How have you not conquered this planet?
Have his father played by Liam Neeson.
Oh, I love that.
So you get that whole speech going on. You're just like, Jesus Christ.
There's 4 Kung Fu Pandas and 3 Boss Babies. Why can't I get 2 Megaminds?
That's it.
That's
It's there.
I'm surprised Kung Fu Panda got to 4. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Right.
when they announced it and we did the trailer reaction, I was like, I'm surprised they are doing this. I
usually assume once you get a Nickelodeon show as a DreamWorks movie, that's it.
You're dead.
Right. I thought that was, congratulations, you've done syndication. Bravo.
So I just assumed. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they were like, yeah, this show's still going. It is? I like Jack Black. I just didn't know.
He needs another check after the Mario movie. He needs to buy more stuff. That's the only reason I can explain it.
They just take a little bit of this extra Mario movie money and just go make another Despicable Me.
Just come up with a thong for Kung Fu Panda, Jack, like you did for Mario.
Oh my God!
Just throw for us.
You got nominated. He can't get an award for that. They said, right?
What?
Jack, he can't get an award for that, right? They like ruled him out or something.
He can, but the Academy sucks ass.
We get that. That's no question.
I mean, he should. I mean, that man took one verse and made a freaking hit.
Right.
Legendary.
I'm like, look, when Ryan Gosling gets an award for Ken, and I'm like,
I'm just Ken. Yeah, that. Don't get wrong.
He was shocked.
He was shocked. I was like, the look he had was the same look I had. I'm like,
I don't know. I love that song for some reason.
It's not the song that's bad. It was just weird. It was like I would have thought that the Billie Eilish song that was being sung for Barbie would have took that.
Yeah.
Not the Ken song, because I was hearing
it's more
Barbie.
comedic.
Yeah.
And where like Billie Eilish was more like in a serious tone, which is the Academy is like go to.
Yeah.
That song took over on the charts though.
Mm-hmm.
They don't pay attention to charts.
I'm gonna be honest with you. During that award, I wouldn't be surprised if you was out there doing concessions while I was going on. Like I was like, the award goes to Ryan Gosling, empty seat.
He was probably getting ready to go to the bathroom because he was like, "There's no way I'm in this." What?
Do we get Deadpool singing that song in that new movie?
Yes.
If you don't get Deadpool singing the new song in the movie, it's going to be a problem.
The fact that didn't he get Adele to sing into?
That was Celine Dion.
Oh, Celine Dion, sorry.
Yeah.
He got Celine Dion to sing. Oh yeah, Canadian.
Yeah, so he needs somebody else because she's not doing it anymore.
I know that hurts my heart. I love Celine.
Who else is Canadian he can get? Because you know it's gonna be a connection there.
Shania Twain.
I would not be surprised. Just because it's him, I would not be surprised.
Right. Or Dolly Parton, one of the two.
Well, technically, Dolly was 9 to 5. That was the first one. He did have Dolly. He had Dolly's track in the first one.
Okay, so yeah, Shania Twain or Reba McEntire.
Oh, there she is Canadian.
I'm with it.
I think.
One of the two.
Yeah.
So we are highlighting because I'm not waiting till February because we celebrate 365. 366 because it's a leap year.
I forgot. I thought tomorrow was the first. Oh, I don't get paid then. Damn.
So we are celebrating our Black Indie Comics, and I want to start this month off with Tuskegee Heirs. Done by Greg Burnham and Marcus Williams. I have a copy of it right here, the first volume. I wish you could see it because my lighting is all, but it's good.
It's thick.
Yes,
it's a thick one.
It's good.
Marcus the Visual Williams, that dude's art is great. Actually, I have a couple of his, but mine are sealed up and away from view. So
the Tuskegee Heirs are basically the descendants of the Tuskegee Airmen, and they have jazzed up airplanes and tech and everything else, and they're carrying on the mission, and it's all good. And it's black.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Yeah,
it's black on black, and we needed more of that. So shout out to Greg Burnham and Marcus the Visual. I want that book. So I'm glad you said that, Bama. Let me pull the information up. If you go to TuskegeeHeirs.com, which I'm going to share that right now. Right here. What was that?
I was trying.
I have no idea where that came from.
Like you were to start early.
But here we go. Can you hear it?
Nope, no sound.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
I'll pull it back through.
I'm sorry, Tafari. That killed me.
It broke him.
I tried to hit the awkward stretch and just.
Oh man.
19 years, man. There are a number of different projects I've worked on, great artistic, milestones that I've done. I've worked with Cartoon Network, been in the animation side of things, did storyboards, comics, things of that nature. Tuskegee Airs is a concept that I rolled around in my mind for a little while in terms of trying to create something that was as exciting for this young generation now as Voltron was for me when I was a kid. The concept was, well, what if you take the Tuskegee Airmen and just make it a young cast and put all the history, put all the great moral, the wonderful work ethic, the problem solving against the world, mentality into that, and really empower young kids to watch something, be excited.
I'm Greg Burnham, a children's book writer and co-creator of Tuskegee Airs. Tuskegee Airs is set about 80 years from the current day. It's about 5 pilots. They're all children ages 14 to 19 that are going to come across some really cool machines and basically be the Earth's last line of defense. The idea came about, Marcus basically brought the concept to me in its beginning stages, and then we sat down, like we were both excited. We worked on it for maybe an hour just to get the basic premise, a lot of yelling and fighting with each other till we were both excited and happy with what we came up with. And then from there, Marcus put one illustration online.
Coming to the museums, there's a ton of wonderful imagery that just creatively I want to use verbatim. I want to show the actual image, and I want to illustrate the characters from Tuskegee Airs doing just about the same scene.
We just feel like the world needs to see this. We need to see it ourselves. But you got 5 pilots. They're all Black, and they're the heroes of the story. Not to say there won't be other races or cultures in the book and series, because there will, but it's just something that we've never seen done before.
I suppose at the end of everything, I want parents to be highly supercharged, to be very, very motivated to put their children in front of this, whether it's the comic, whether it be the animated series down the road, it can be a video game in the future, it can be toys, it can be merchandise. I want them to feel very proud. There's tons of family that are connected, descendants that are connected to the Tuskegee Airmen. There is production costs. We have a comic book to create. I do illustration full time. So in order to make time to produce that book, you are definitely donating to the production of the actual graphic novel. If you just want to see it succeed, if you want to see us change history with this kind of a project, we would love to have your support. And we look forward to, publishing something and producing something that everyone can be proud of.
All right. You can go to TuskegeeAirs.com and go ahead and order some of that great merch that they have, including some of those books. Show your support. That is our Spotlight Indie Comic of the Week. Well, not of the week, but of the day. Because we'll have another Spotlight this Thursday. So, without all that being done, with all that being said and everything else, guess what time it is? No one, I don't know.
I got nothing.
Wrap-up protocol initiated, Captain.
It's not. I got nothing.
I was waiting on it. I was gonna say transition.
I was like, I didn't know what the setup was. I kind of felt like LeBron on the flop right now.
I was gonna try to say nothing. I didn't know what's going on.
Oh my God! So we want to thank Lenora, who is at Noir Neon Vibes. You can also follow them at. Where you at?
Blerd Campus. There
you go.
Yeah.
Tell everybody else if anything else you want to tell them, Flo.
Just be on the lookout. My username is across like multiple platforms, so you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, now TikTok. I'll see how that goes. Look out for me on Sundays. I'm trying to be more consistent with Virtual Road Rage, where you can watch me badly driving Mario Kart as I rant about something that pisses me off. And of course, look out for the show Neon Mike, where the conversation just glows, where I have the pleasure of interviewing some great people. That's how I met Lee and a pleasure with others. I have a current interview up now, 007, who is an upcoming rapper in the DMV. So please go watch it, support her. Links to her video is coming out soon, so be on the lookout for that. And I'm going to be at the cons in the DMV as well. I'm trying to get out there more, so I will be at CasaCon and AwesomeCon and BlerdCon. So, yep. I'll be in places.
So check them out. I will be showing their flyer on the post, on the IG post as well. So you want to keep a lookout if you are an influencer in those areas and you want to help out and you want to advance yourself as well as the community. They will be there to help you and show you the way.
Yes, please come out this Saturday as we have Blerd and Bruce. Now, even though we did it for like alliteration, it's catchy, right?
Wait a minute, it's catchy.
Yeah.
So, even though it says that it is a restaurant, it's not just a bar. So
yeah, the first one's gonna be a restaurant, so everybody can go ahead and get in and stuff because we don't want to kind of restrict anybody. But in the future, we're gonna go to bars and stuff like that. Highlight either black-owned bars, lounges, clubs, areas in the DC area. So we're gonna go ahead and go ahead.
It's so fucking catchy.
Blerd, trademark it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's already. Look, it is trademark already, so y'all cannot take it.
Yo, that is cat. I'm sorry. That is okay. I like that. I'm mad I don't stay in the area.
We want you guys to come out, meet us, network with us, because we're always looking to network and work with other people, because we all want to come up together. So that's our goal. So please come through. We would love to talk to you. It's between 5:30 p.m. to 11. So
5 to 11.
So you're getting in right there at the point of happy hour, and then
the cusp of happy hour.
The cusp,
Got a couple I got a little bit though to say about that in the future though. We are probably gonna be later in the future, but right now we're just gonna try to keep it in the good hour. It's Friday. I know people just got off work. We ain't trying to get them drunk enough to where they can't enjoy their Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
You got did you plug your stuff, Flo? Your podcast?
Oh yes, I did. Can you give the address?
Oh,
that's your neck of the woods, Malik.
Oh, the address of the flyer?
Yeah.
Oh, it's at Casamigos. Is your DV area? There's only one Casamigos. Put that in your map. There's only one. The only one.
He said, if you go to another one, it's the wrong
one. You go to it's the wrong
not
one.
Even another one. You got to be in another state. Let me see.
It'll probably be the Blue Oyster.
Right. Oh, I got a little bit of things to plug too. I forgot.
Go ahead.
podcast No Mercy dropping out pretty soon, talking about the Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj situation. Also, I have a collection that's out now, trailers on my page, or anti-bullying for females. So anytime you buy the shirts that are coming out this time is donated to a anti-bullying campaign called the Kindness Campaign and Kindness Initiative. So where they teach young women not to how to, bully themselves, realize what the real problems is in women to women relationships, image, everything else like that. So please buy those shirts because this feud has really shown me that we are going to hell in a handbasket if nobody does anything.
Right.
It's not really so much a feud if it has to be a back and forth.
Right, but I'm talking about the fans. The fans are so toxic. The fans is like a tennis match. They going this way, that way.
Do not go to people's resting places,
right,
and desecrate them. That is
no.
I saw their increase
wild.
in security. They
Like,
had
that is
security
absolutely
at
wild.
Megan's mother's gravesite, and
No,
that
that-
just threw me.
Don't make it a bigger deal than the people who are actually involved in it, especially if one person has said one thing.
Right.
And if anybody listens to it, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's a perspective of what us men can do about this situation. Because you know this a women's situation, us men can do better in certain situations like this, so this stuff doesn't happen in the future. So please listen to No Mercy because I'm unrestricted on there. I'm unfiltered. I'm uncensored. I don't care if I get canceled. Oh, well, I'll move somewhere else. There's that, and also influencers, please come out. We're not expecting a ton. We just want y'all to come out, see what we're about, because we have many interns that Flo has provided to. That comment just got me. We have many interns that are willing and ready to work. So we want to put them to work. So please, even if you're not in the DMV area, also on that flyer, there are virtual sessions. We're looking in New York, Florida, Los Angeles, the major cities right now. Even if you're in a little small town, we'll take a look. You got to have more than 2 cons in your area, though. So that's, and I think that's really much it. Buy my merch. Obviously, buy some merch. Get some merch. I'm cheap. I'm affordable. I do commissions, whatever y'all need to do. Oh, and check out that Tuxedo comment. That comment, I'm about to buy that on my check. Apparently, that comes tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, because it's leap year. I thought it was going to come on to tomorrow.
So yeah, shout out to Malik. Thank you, Malik. Thank you, Flo, for stopping through, letting us know about Blerd Campus. We are getting ready to head on out.
Anytime y'all down, let me know. I'll come and fill up.
This was fun. Thank you.
Yeah,
we make it fun for the people and ourselves because people like us and we're funny.
Y'all are great.
We don't have people yelling at us for 72 hours on Instagram by themselves.
Right.
That.
Right.
To quote Ryan Davis, one person talking about somebody's not a beef. That's a nigga with a problem.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
Moving on.
Think about it. One said names, one didn't.
Right. Oh, and I also want to thank y'all for having us, by the way.
Oh,
thank
always.
you.
More than welcome.
Thank you.
I hit
don't
dog.
want to get off without saying appreciation for you having us. You did not have to have us, and you were willing to take my calls. I just want people to know that he is genuine. He is the most genuine person that I've probably spoke to about this, besides Flo over here. And I appreciate your generosity, your time, and your graciousness for having us on.
I appreciate that. Your mission is very akin to what we do here. So when I see something of like-minded individuals that's in that POC community, I try my best to bring them aboard and shine some light on their platform, on their project, because this platform isn't just talking about comics and nerd stuff and entertainment. It's about putting eyes on us to say, hey, we have some people out here who are massively talented and they need to be seen and they need to be so Tafari, the floor is yours.
You can find me here at all platforms. I also do things on the internet. I also do a lot of the editing and a lot of the behind the scenes stuff for the Blerd's Eye View page. We are officially, thank y'all since last show, by the way, we are up to
530, I think it is.
We're at 2,400 out of the 3,000. So y'all be running playlists. 600 more hours until monetization. So whatever
Keep
y'all are
hitting
doing,
those playlists.
whatever y'all are doing, keep it up. We have Black Spartan stories now. New playlist in the.
Why?
I'm gonna
Because
go.
they're
I was running back the
entertaining.
catalog- I was running back the catalog, and I'm like, "There's a series here."
How many y'all need?
600.
So here's the thing I'm gonna do, okay? If y'all subscribe, send me proof. I'll give you a 20 cent coupon off merch. If y'all subscribe, new subscribers only. Don't do that unsubscribe and resubscribe shit. But get 600 coupon. Let me know if y'all interested. More merch like this, just to help y'all out the same way you helped us out.
Well, I appreciate that. So, people that's out there listening and watching, go ahead, subscribe to Blerd's Eye View on the YouTube channel, and send
I'm
your proof.
not doing all this chopping on this bad computer for my health. Do the damn thing. Watch the damn things. Click. I made it a playlist to just let it ride. For people that are being nice and trying to like spam, the way YouTube works, you only get one watch per account. So if you have like 7 devices, but they're all logged into the same thing, that
counts as one. Yeah, counts as one.
Also,
you had something else?
I was gonna say, dear Black people, it is Black History Month with the DLC Day this year, so we got 29 days to act up instead of 28. Take full advantage. If you're a creator, this is the 1 month the algorithm likes us. However, do not get baited. Don't get banned. Use your block, your banish, and your delete buttons. Don't
all B.
All B.
All B.
They are
all B's and no C's. Got it.
They pop up every year from January till March. I know. Keep count. Don't fall for the BS blackface accounts. Don't fall for the faceless accounts that just come out and say wild stuff. They are just trying to goat you because they can say it to you. You can't say nothing back. Do not spend the 1 good month of the algorithm locked up for 30 days in meta max security.
Man,
meta max security.
Zuckerberg don't be playing. I don't like you actually have a playlist of my stories. Oh dear God.
We have I think we have 3, and I got like 2 more that I gotta find because we've had some other ones.
I'm going to when he told me, and I'm like, I'm gonna make an intro and just tag it. Here's another Spartan story. It was just something crazy and just slap it on there.
See, I'm glad Kira's not here because I told her about this. My old associates saw the tape. They're like, "Will, you gotta tell the clown story." No, no, that clown story. Well, it might get told. I'll tell Kira another day, another time for the story. But anyway, why every time I'm on here, I tell more about my personal life? But
hey, that's a good goal for the 600.
Because you're always working on the engines. That's why.
I was like, every time there's
story.
Oh, there's a couple I've told.
It's literally Spartan's literally that guy. He was like, I remember that time on the seas where
grab a pail of ale and gather around.
Why y'all make me sound like picture it? It was before the plantation.
It was before the plantation.
You just sound like Morgan Freeman.
Actually, well, no, my Morgan Freeman's terrible. I used to sit there and be the whole time. I can't sit and do Morgan Freeman's like before we got to the plantation. I used to talk about my friend Andy. It doesn't sound right. I'll work on that. Anyway, I'm getting hella distracted. Black Box 447 is where you can find me on the social, guys. I usually do reviews on everything, including gym stuff, because I like to stay in shape, or at least I try to stay in shape. A couple podcasts of my own, my news podcast, How the Frapper Got Here, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. My video game podcast called Get Bit Podcast every Friday at 7 p.m. Both podcasts can be found or seen wherever podcasts can be heard or seen. Again, shout out to you guys at Blerd Campus for coming on. Really love the mission. I cannot tell you how much I love the mission. And like Chris and Tafari says, it aligns up with what we're doing. So definitely want to give you guys your props and your flowers, especially being an educator, because it's sainthood. It should be educators than saints, because
I served my time.
Don't get me wrong. I love kids, but I have a Bernie Mac approach. Like when you reach 1 year old, you can take a shot to the throat. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, with that being said, guys, we do preach about unity. We do preach about sharing. Just don't like and walk off. Actually share. Speak it. Word of mouth is the greatest weapon we have against the algorithm. As Kira would say if she was here, F the algorithm. Again, guys, like I keep on saying, I have 3 simple rules. I usually apply to cons, but I also apply them to life. Number 1, respect the cosplayer of all times, because they usually get a guy like me to help you find the exit expeditiously. In the ever since the word expeditiously. Number 2, please, hygiene is important. Whether you go to a con or whether you go outside, soap is available. Wash rags are available. Mouthwash and toothpaste are available. Please do not bathe yourself in Axe and then go anywhere. Hygiene.
Deodorant.
Deodorant.
Please, deodorant.
Please.
Cons. Deodorant, please.
You are not kidding. And finally, the last thing I'll say, guys, in a world that we live in that is really cold, especially now, be nice, be kind, don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool.
Well said.
We don't need another set of jokers running around here, is what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you to Blerd Campus and the crew of Blerd Campus for coming through and talking about their mission, which we absolutely enjoy and love. Thank you to my teammates, Tafari and Black Spartan. Ladies, I hope you get well. Navy, we're looking out for you. He's handling business on the other thing. He's always got somebody's here. And pretty soon we'll be having in the other Will who is sleeping quite soundly.
Right.
Get well too, brother. Get well too.
He's getting rest. Get well, black man. Get well, black man. Get well, black man.
Get well for yourself too.
Yes. So thank you everyone for tuning in, whether you're in IG, whether you're in Facebook, whether you're in Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Thank you for showing your love and your support. Go over to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, check out all our past episodes, check us out on Always Press Record. You can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts, including Spotify, iHeart, and Apple, and the Beyond Air Network as well. So show your love over there. Hit those subscribes and notification bells. Get those numbers up because we're trying to get monetized. And tell the people that's in your town or city that you want us at their panels. And we can talk to the people and see, work some deals because, we need to, because this ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. But once again, I want to thank our guests, Malik and Flanora, for coming through. Keep fighting the good fight. We are here with you, standing with you on the front line. We will be showing that platform to everyone through the posts and everything else. And if you're in the DMV area, go over to Blerds and Brews because on Friday at Casamigos, because that sounds like a good damn time.
Man,
it's Saturday.
It's
Saturday.
Italian restaurant that's a Mexican bar. Italian food, Mexican food, and a bar.
Oh Lord.
I will be full and lit. I will be
$2 shots, $6 beer.
Oh no.
Time, bro.
Oh, that's a good time. That sounds like a good damn time. Anyway,
my liver.
You said my liver, my Lord, my liver.
Better than trying to get food and drinks right here. Keith Lee's in town, so good luck getting food anyway.
Oh, between Keith Lee and Stephon Johnson, who's heading down to Miami. Y'all better tighten it up. But without further ado, we want to thank you everybody for tuning in. Remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Chris Fury, the man on the wall with my team, and Blerd Campus. We will see you Thursday as we show up every Thursday and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. YouTube, Twitch, and IG. Facebook keeps wanting to come in. I'm like, no, you know. But 8 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, Twitch, IG. Always Press Record. Go to alwayspressrecord.com. It's completely free. It's on your Amazon and Roku devices, so you can watch us there as well. If you don't want to watch full episodes, go to the YouTube channel and watch clips and interviews and all great stuff that we have. It's all set up for you to look very nice and very manageable. And we will see you Thursday at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss out. And if you do, I don't know what else to tell you, but